my money at what, let's say 897. And then by the time I finish building, you've now crashed it to 100 naira. So what kind of returns am I going to make on my investment?
So the interesting thing is that we believe...
Because things are so unstable.
Yeah, we believe that it is government that crashes or raises the price of the dollar. The price of the dollar is an indication of flows. If I build a railway and that rail line makes it more efficient for the people who are producing goods in Nigeria, reduces their cost of production and enables them to export, they will get the dollars. And they will not wait. The Federal Reserve does not produce dollars for America, nor for China, for any country. It is the economy, the way the economy flows, and makes you and I efficient. If I have an airport with a cold storage, and I can take my flowers to the cold storage in the airport and fly them to London tomorrow morning, and I get paid in dollars, I don't want to know what is the current situation with the CBN. I don't need CBN dollars. If there's a rail line from my farm to Muritala Mohammed Airport, and I plant flowers, I box them, I take them to the airport, there's somebody waiting in London to buy my flowers and pay me. So I don't want to know whether CBN is fixing dollars at, or having a special list of 41 or 51 items. It's nothing to do with me. If the infrastructure enables me to do my business.
And the infrastructure begins from the policy.
The policy and the action. You might have good policy, you might announce them, but you don't take the action.
Mr. Nibogi, yes, the issue of policy and action and change in government, whenever one government moves and another one comes in, it looks as if the policies
somersaults
change. Okay, your word, somersault. But now that we are where we are, we have a window of 4 years. Okay, 1 year is almost gone. 3 more years for this administration. Do you think we're on course to seeing policies in place that would encourage investors to come in, put down their money, so that the exchange rate can, because the statement credited to the government is that Nigeria will spend its way towards a reliably predictable exchange rate. Are we on course?
Your last statement, reliably exchange rate, for it to happen,
predictable,
a reliable and predictable exchange rate, for that to happen in this country, we need to get power right. Any other sector, we're just wasting our time. In advanced countries, is the power that determines whatever you do. From what Mr. Diausa, what he said, anybody that wants to plant flowers and is expecting that there will be a cold room or storage facility, when there's no light, nothing will happen. That's one. Two, I could remember the very first time I went to Dubai. We landed around 2 o'clock in the night. I was asking my wife, are we in the afternoon? The quantum of light, concentration of light I saw at the airport, I have never seen it in my life. That shows that for us to really get things right, we need to get electricity right. We have high-rise buildings that when you get there, their lifts don't work. And for you to really move this economy, either in agric, in tourism, you mentioned tourism. For tourism to work, all ACs in hotels must work. All gadgets must work. You need electricity. I strongly believe that if PMB should spend more time, probably if they have 100, if they do 100 hours for meetings, let them use 90 to talk more on electricity.
Is it about talk? Is it a talk thing or about action?
When you talk more, then all your effort will be in that direction. And let's come to the local, because I play with the local sectors. The barbers, the organizers, the tailors, they all use electricity. Once there is no electricity in a community, everybody now goes to gen. When you go to gen, that's when you'll be talking of diesel or petrol. When there's electricity, you don't really need petrol. So all these things will drive the price, all those that are hot, all those that the petroleum marketers that are hot. When the demand is low, You definitely you stop
Okay,
it.
so are you in support of the statement credited to the Minister of Power that the discos and those that investors should sell some of their shares to other investors so that they can move forward?
I will not mind, but those investors, are they local investors or foreign investors? And I'll tell you why. Local investors, these are people, most local investors, they don't understand the dynamics of the electricity because nobody has gotten electricity right in Nigeria. So it's only for investors that can come. And from what he said, FDIs has dwindled from 13 billion to 2. So naturally, everybody is moving their funds out of Nigeria. At this particular hour, nobody or very few people will be interested. It's only if government can do policies that will indicate that the government is ready. And from all indication, the last 11 months, we know that if for the economy to move, there must be power. If all regulations are giving the FDIs or people that are the investors to come in, they will put money in power. But I don't think local investors will risk that for now.
Mr. Duradala.
Yes, please.
Galvanizing all of these thoughts. Power. He said power is the way forward. Do you agree?
Yeah. Technically, electricity and power is a core to our problem, but overridingly, with due respect to Mr. Odaosa, is a box of what we call infrastructure generally, but power is core. However, as much as I agree totally with what he has said, the key issues for us are simply for us to get a government who is focusing at simple things. The solution to our problems, power, infrastructure, relies on simply taking the economic matter simply from the common economic matters as well. I've argued that there are 3 points where this government has been very slow at dealing with, which has coalesced into the bulk of the issues we have currently. One of them is our capacity to deal with speed and in manners that makes economic sense with our foreign exchange situation. A classical example, if we want to live in the past, is for us to take a cue quickly at Argentina. Some few weeks or months back, Argentina decided to just let its currency go, and they were able to raise perhaps one of the most astounding amount of bond they've never been able to do in 11 years. They've been holding their currency to their hearts, they've messed the economy up, and they had a new government who decided that we can continue. They've defaulted on bond multiple times, on international obligation multiple times. But immediately they let their currency go. What happened? The international investors was scooping on them. So what it means is that with the right policies, the international investors are looking for where their money is going to work for them. Capital flows where it gets the highest return, and the risks are reasonably managed. So with dealing with foreign exchange is one. The second thing is power, as he has mentioned. Because if the reason why police are forces, for instance, he's saying we need international investors, people who understand the techniques of